Hello and welcome to another Affinity training video. We're going to be looking at processing a sales shipment today. This is a really quick webinar just to show you how to update the Compass Nav system from a POS sales order when you're making a shipment to a customer. If you'd like any more detail, you could look at manual number 4, AR Sales Processing. And I'm Julie, and I am a part of the Affinity support team, and I'm here to show you this process. So now let's look at shipping items. First, you need to log into the Compass system. You'll see here, this is the landing page that you'll arrive at after you do so. In order to get to the POS sales orders where you're going to update the shipment, you're going to need to go to Compass. And notice the first item in the menu is POS sales orders. So that's automatically going to open that screen for you, and it has a listing of all of the open POS sales orders that are currently in process. Now you'll need to find the customer in your list, and to do so there's this tool up here on the right hand side where you can have a drop down that reflects all of the columns in your view. So I'm going to go to cell 2 customer name. And the customer I'm looking for is Bob Jones. So I'm going to type in Bob Jones and press enter, and all of the open POS sales orders for Bob Jones appears. Now you're probably given a number that the sale took place on, like the POS sales order, which the original sale was processed. So in our case, the sale is 225. So I'm going to highlight that record and I'm going to click edit. Now you'll notice there's a general fast tab that gives the general information about this customer. Since I'm going to be shipping the items to this customer, I need to make sure that my shipment date is the same date in which I'm shipping. So let's say it's a day later, that the order may have taken place on the 9th, but I'm going to be shipping on the 10th. So I'm going to change that to 10. And it's saying, do I want to update the shipping lines? And I'm going to say yes. It also warns me that the shipment date is before my work date, which is fine because my work date is actually the 15th, which is fine. I'm going to say OK. Now the status is open. You can only change these dates if the status is open. In the event that it's not open, let's say the status is at release, you'll need to press reopen here in the home ribbon, OK? So now that we've updated our shipment date, I'm just going to minimize this general fast tab. And the lines tell us which items are going to be shipped to the customer. And you'll see I have 3 here. And there's an overall quantity that the customer wants. I can't possibly ship all of these today to this customer, so I'm going to be using the quantity to ship column, and that's going to reflect the actual amount of tons in this case for these items that I'll be shipping to the customer. So I can't possibly ship him 10 tons at once today. I can only ship him about 4. So I'm going to update that fertilizer item 10,002 or 100,002 to 4. I'm going to tab off. And then the other quantities are going to be all right. I'm going to let those go through because I can actually include those in the shipment. Now the next step would be to actually post this shipment in the system so that it's updated that the customer was shipped the 4 tons of this fertilizer item and the other quantities for these 2 other items. So now I'm going to go to post and print. And what that will produce is a printout after posting of the shipment. So you'll actually get a shipment document reflecting these quantities to ship that went to the customer. For the sake of this training video, I'm going to just press post because I don't actually need a printout for our purposes, but for yours, you're probably going to be needing the post and print because you're going to want that shipment document. Regardless of whether I press post or post and print, I still get the same window here that pops up afterwards. Notice I have 3 choices. One's called ship, invoice, and the third is ship and invoice. I'm not in charge of invoicing. I'm just in charge of shipping. So I'm just going to select the ship Boolean here, the ship option, because I just want to ship. I don't want to do any more. I don't want to worry about this quantity to invoice and all that stuff. So I'm going to click on ship and press OK. And notice that that's been processed. It shows that I've shipped. You can tell that by looking at the quantity shipped column. Notice the 4 tons that I had entered before. is entered, same with the full quantities of the others. So notice my quantity to ship has been updated because I still have 6 to go out of the 10, the full quantity that the customer has bought from us. Notice now after I've posted my shipment that the description, the item number and the description of the item and the quantities here have all updated to an italicized red font. The reason why that is because the actual status of my POS sales order has been updated to released. Remember, it was open before when we needed to change the shipment date? Well, since posting the shipment, the status is now updated to released, which is also in red italicized font. Now, in order to complete the shipment of this POS sales order at a later date, perhaps, or perhaps later in the same day, you may be prepared to complete the quantity to ship of 6 tons for this item. You would follow the same process as we did here. You would navigate to the POS sales order list, find Bob Jones or the POS sales order number that you're informed of, go to quantity to ship, update what you're actually shipping to the customer, and press post and print. So that's shipping items and how to update the Compass Nav system with a sales shipment. Thank you so much for attending this brief webinar. If you have any other topics for us or you have any more feedback, feel free to let us know. We're here to serve you. You can contact us by email or by phone. I hope you have a great rest of the day.